Hey, business owners, we know you know the importance of maximizing every dollar. With the Delta SkyMiles Reserve Business American Express card, you can make your expenses work just as hard as you. From afternoon coffee runs to stocking office supplies and even team dinners, you can earn miles on all your business expenses. Plus, you can earn 125,000 bonus miles for a limited time through October 29th. The Delta SkyMiles Reserve Business Card. If you travel, you know. Minimum spending requirements and terms apply. Offer ends October 29th, 2025.
Bank of America faced significant fines in 2019 for payroll errors that were not identified due to a lack of regular audits, which led to improper overtime payments for employees.
Welcome to our podcast, It's About Payroll. We're your hosts, Brian Escobar and Walter William Duncan III. Whether you're new to the payroll game or a seasoned veteran, we have something for you.
Welcome back, folks. This is episode 149. It's about payroll. I always before I get into my banter, what's up, Walt?
Middle of March already?
Yep. For real, bro. It's just, but that's what it is. At some age, it's just.
When we were younger, it seemed like time was
stood still.
Stood still. Now
Yeah.
it's just, man, I'm by.
I don't know if it's the Matrix or what.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, man. I was gonna say is I always bug out because the show is It's About Payroll, right?
Yeah.
And the common, I could just tell people what it is, but the way they regurgitate it is it's all about payroll. It's about your payroll. Look,
some people call us pay talk.
No, they can't do that.
Yeah.
We're talking about pay.
I'm just like, that's.
It's hey, I'm flattered, but Pay Talk is a separate payroll podcast.
Shout out to APA.
Payo, yo. And I think if you think about it, I don't know. We gotta see if there's a server. Anywho, what's going on? Let's see. We got a little financial fitness update. Anything up there in our financial fitness challenges updates?
No, I think it's the same thing. Just watching the stock market, watching these different funds that I have and invested in and everything, watching the as far as the music that I put out there, seeing the interactions going on with that.
Different savings updates.
No, really, just paying off some stuff here or there, paying off some credit cards.
That's huge.
Watching my score go up. Like, I always like to see your score go up.
Yeah,
getting
huge.
What's that usage rate for credit cards? Getting that down. The credit card to like that around 35 or 25%. Whatever.
Yeah, last I heard, it should be like under 20.
Yeah, right now I was doing research that said 30 is still a good benchmark.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll do what's best for you if you're listening. Whatever.
No, not at all. Do get it 30% because that's what's best for your credit card rating. What's best for somebody might be 100% maxed out. That's not gonna work.
We all been there.
Yeah, but that's not health. We're talking about health. We're talking about financial health. Fitness.
Yeah, no, I get
Financial unhealth and unfitness is easy.
Yeah.
It's the other part that's hard. The being financially fit. And I'm still not there. So please, folks, don't take it like, oh, who does he think he is? I think I'm with y'all. And
the BARF. Breaking news, acquisitions, research, funding. It's the week that was. It's a wonderful way to catch up on the week that was the week prior. Kind of a John Oliver-esque type of show. Ryan and I pitch each other's stories. We laugh. It's fun. You can watch it on YouTube, but you can also subscribe to the podcast. Give it a listen. Give it a look. Thanks.
Make little incremental.
Yeah. So I think an opportunity that we may have, unless you may already be doing it, but I know I haven't been doing it as much in regards to the stocks, the crypto, those different things that I'm investing in. You on Robinhood, me on Public or whatever. And it's finding resources or people that are experts in the industry and like seeing what they talk about, what to invest in and different stuff. You may already be doing that. I think I could do a little bit better at that to help me with my finance fitness challenge from my end. Quick article from OSHA.gov. I'm always on the wellness kick and stuff like that. So I just have some stats from an article that OSHA put out a couple of years ago. And it's about workplace stress. And so it says nearly 1 in 5 U.S. adults live with a mental illness. And that workplace stress has been reported to cause over 100,020 deaths in the U.S. each year. And people are feeling it, bro. Yeah, and so approximately 65% of U.S. workers surveyed have characterized work as being very significant or somewhat significant source of stress each year from 2019 up until now. And some of that's probably due to COVID, what happened with COVID and stuff like that. 2019, 2020, 2021. Yeah. And then 83% of US workers suffer from work-related stress, and 54% of workers report that the work stress affects their home life. So over half of the workers that were surveyed said, hey, I take it home with me and it impacts my home life. All right, let's get into it. As you're setting ambitious goals for 2025, remember that a well-organized team is the foundation for success. So in 2025, streamline your business operations with Time Track Go. Their user-friendly time tracking software empowers you to get organized. Say goodbye to messy spreadsheets and inaccurate time entries. Effortlessly track employee hours with their user-friendly time clock. Streamline time off requests and approvals with their intuitive system, and automate those vacation and sick leave policies. All right, so let's get into the main topic here. So what I did is just got the potential impact and giving an actual example of when it happened and when it costs some money. And some of the companies that are in here, you're very familiar with too. So the first one that I have is also the misclassification of employees, right? And classifying an employee as exempt from overtime when they should be classified as non-exempt, right? So that's self-explanatory. That can lead to lawsuits for back wages, penalties, interest. So one good example of that is in a case where Amazon in 2020, where the company faced scrutiny for not paying overtime to warehouse workers classified as exempt.
Wow.
So that happened there. The next one that I have is incorrect application of state and local tax laws. So failure to account for state-specific tax laws, such as withholding rates, or local tax laws. So like you said, that's mismanagement of taxes. And there was an example of that in New York City, and because New York City has its own tax rules. And in 2017, a company named Zynga is a gaming company. They were fined for failing to withhold taxes properly from remote employees in certain cities.
What I bought? A new Blink Mini 2K Plus smart security camera. What I got? 2K clarity sharp enough to see every detail of home when I'm away. Plus audio like I'm in the room, not with my bestie traveling to another city. Plus easy plug-in setup to install faster than skipping through podcast ads. But you'd never skip ads, right? Plus, I got all of this for just $49.99. Blink Mini 2K Plus. Mini camera, max performance. Shop now at Amazon.com/Blink.
So that led to a lot of money. And then number 3 is misunderstanding or ignoring paid family leave or sick leave policies. So incorrectly applying those leave policies, especially in those jurisdictions that have those specific laws, could lead to noncompliance, result in lawsuits, penalties, and negative public perception. In 2019, Uber faced a lawsuit for not properly handling paid sick leave for drivers in California. And California is very employee-centric, as we always say. So number 4 is failure to comply with international payroll laws. So this companies failing to properly handle payroll for international employees, making sure that they're taxed correctly, having the correct tax withholdings, because it's very complex over an international payroll, global payroll, right? So Google actually faced some legal issues in France in 2019 when it was revealed that the company owed millions in unpaid Social Security contributions after failing to comply with French payroll laws for their contractors. Number 5 is payroll withholding for non-taxable benefits. So withholding taxes on non-taxable benefits like certain health reimbursements and commuter benefits. So they can lead to over withholding and lead to claim for refunds for employees and could lead to an IRS audit. So Target had an issue where they were fined $4.3 million in 2014 for improperly withholding payroll taxes on benefits that were not taxable under federal law. Yeah, so like a lot of these companies have paid millions in these examples, right? Number 6 is incorrectly processing bonuses and incentive pay, which we do a lot in payroll. So like miscalculating those taxes on those commissions and bonuses could lead to the wrong taxes being withheld and lead to penalties and audits. So Microsoft actually faced a issue where bonuses were paid to employees that weren't properly taxed, and that led to millions in fines. Payroll error in handling employee equity is another issue, right? So that could lead to misreporting stock compensation, and that can lead to IRS fines and lawsuits. And so Tesla made headlines in 2017 for mishandling the taxation of employee stock options, leading to multi-million-dollar settlement with the IRS. Number 9 is the errors in retroactive pay calculations, another thing that we normally do in payroll. We always have to do a retro, get a change that's effective dated for 2 months ago or whatever, and it could be for a large population. So if companies fail to make those retroactive payments correctly, that can lead to potential litigation, audits, penalties. It can impact the work environment, the morale there as well. And so that happened with Chipotle. Chipotle faced a class action lawsuit in 2019 for failing to pay employees back wages due to payroll errors, which ultimately ended up being settling for $15 million. Isn't that crazy? Chipotle. Failure to comply with termination laws. We all know about that. Walmart was sued in 2020 for not paying severance to employees after layoffs, which led to a class action lawsuit and fines. It may depend on what was in the verbiage of the handbook. It could have been something in that case. Failure to audit payroll systems regularly. Sometimes we just trust that the system's going to update, trust that the third-party provider is going to update the system for us, and sometimes they don't. And Bank of America faced significant fines in 2019 for payroll errors that were not identified due to a lack of regular audits, which led to improper overtime payments for employees. So think about it, a setting in the system, it could just be a box that's not checked.
Visionary voices, bold breakthroughs. This is Shally's Alley, where top recruiting minds spill their best-kept secrets live every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Raw, unfiltered conversations on sourcing, hiring, and the future of talent, where we ask the tough questions no one else will. Tune in and level up.
Or whatever, and because we didn't do our due diligence, or we didn't press the third party or provider or the payroll provider to do due diligence and to check those things, it could lead to issues. 12, errors in the International Payroll Tax Treaty application. We talked about it a little bit before with the international taxes. Number 13 is non-compliance with employee benefit plan reporting. So failing to meet deadlines or inaccurately reporting employee benefits like retirement plans could lead to issues. ExxonMobil faced penalties for failing to meet ERISA, I know Brian's one of my favorite words, ERISA filing deadlines in 2020, which resulted in over $5 million in fines.
Wow.
And then the last one I have is, we spoke on a little bit earlier with the remote workers, but this is one of the things here. And Netflix made headlines in 2021 when it miscalculated payroll taxes for employees working remotely in different jurisdictions, which resulted in a costly tax readjustment. Because think about it, like the employer has to pay certain taxes, like certain SUIs, and like it might be higher in a different state than the state that they're getting taxed for. And so, and depending on how long that went back, it could be substantial. If you've been doing that for 5 years and you have a large population, that could be tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yeah. So look, these things that could cost money, it could lead to a lot of costly things. And look, these are some well-known companies that were mentioned here. And so they've paid hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars in fees and penalties because they've made mistakes, right? So these things do happen. All right, Brian.
Before we sign off, here are a couple quick things. Don't forget to follow It's About Payroll on LinkedIn and It's About Your Paycheck on Facebook and TikTok.
Thank you for being part of our payroll community, and thank you for being a part of this journey with us. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and most importantly, keep going.
I get it. The podcast just isn't enough. That's all right. Head over to your favorite social app, search up Work Defined, WRK Defined, and connect with us.